Yay. Happy New Year. Oh my goodness. It is 2021. We made it this far. Happy New Year to everybody. This is Coffee and Headlines, our daily get together live here on Facebook every single day of the week, and hopefully this year, every single day of the year, where we exchange headlines, comments, ideas, topics, questions, suggestions. We tell stories about what we've done, what we want to do. We share our questions, we share our hopes, we share our fears, we share our dreams, and all frame within the context of this wonderful place that we call home, and that place is Puerto Vallarta. So here we are, a happy, jolly group of locals, English-speaking locals, or people that are close to Puerto Vallarta, in our hearts, celebrating the arrival of a new year. If this is the first time that you tune in, what a great New Year's resolution, to start watching Coffee and Headlines. I love it. So if there's anybody that's new today, you're starting the year with a good decision. So please let us know that you're new. And you can do that by writing the word new in your comments. And that way we can just cover you with champagne or do something silly or simply welcome you aboard. It is a fun, interesting day because there, as expected, there are a lot of news. So we're going to ramble through today's broadcast and improvise a little bit because we want to know exactly what's going on. But before we do that, let us take a look at who's here and let us talk a little bit about what we did last night. Craig is in the house. Good to see you. Sherry is about to head over to Puerto Vallarta. That's wonderful. Trucha says we made it. And I think Trucha actually went climbing up on the La Cruz monument last night. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. We made it. We made it. Tony wishes us all a happy 2021. Happy New Year to you. Let's see. Good morning from Chile, Versalles. It is cold. Had to help a half-frozen gecko outside before the cats got it this morning. You are a kind soul, Dan. That's such a nice thing to do. It's a mimosas morning watching Paco. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see what else we have. Happy New Year, Michael. Much singing this year. And Logan, Happy New Year to you, my baby. You know I love you. I love you like I love Luna, but in a different way, but in a similar way. I love you both a lot. My sister's here. We had a long conversation on the telephone last night about New Year's Eve traditions, and I told her, okay, I will try to follow any of these that you're suggesting if I manage to stay awake between when we conversed and New Year's Eve. And I fell asleep. I was lying down reading at around 9 o'clock in the evening when my eyes closed. I woke up at 1:30 in the morning and it was all over. Luna was lying asleep next to me and I figured all is well in the world. There were a few parties going on in the neighborhood, but that's just the way it is. So here we are, sober, well slept, and ready to start the year. Now, in case you are say, driving on the back seat of your parents' vehicle and you've just woken up, let us get a good sense as to where we're at. You've just arrived in 2021. This is a common year according to the Gregorian calendar, and that means that this year starts on a Friday and it ends on a Friday. So according to the Gregorian calendar, when a year starts on a Friday and ends on a Friday, it is called a common year. The last time we had a common year was 2010. The next common year in the calendar is 2027. How's that for cocktail conversation? Maybe you'll find a date. Maybe I'll find a date. This is also the 2021st year of the Common Era and the Anno Domini designations. As you know, we talk about years BC before Christ and AD after death, or Anno Domini. But now some of the political correct historians out there say that we refer to this as the Common Era. So that way we don't imply any kind of religious favoritism or whatever. So it's the 21st 2021st year of the Common Era and Anno Domini designations. It is also the 21st year of the 21st century, the second year of the 2020s decade, and the 21st year of the third millennium. There you go. What can you find here? Well, not much, but I'll tell you what I know. The United Nations has decided that 2021 is the year of peace and trust, the year of creative economy for sustainable development, the year of fruits and vegetables. Those people behind the creation of that fabulous film Sausage Party will be delighted to hear that. International Year of Fruits and Vegetables. And also, the UN says that 2021 is International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor. Who knew? Some stuff to look forward to. International 2021 is a big year for Mexico for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is a year of legislative elections in Mexico. As you know, Mexico has three branches of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. So this year we are going to have a lot of elections, not presidential, but definitely a lot of mayors are going to be elected this year, deputies, and so forth and so on. If we look at this interesting display from Mexico's Electoral College, the Instituto Nacional Electoral, in Jalisco alone, we are going to have 20 deputies, 125 municipal mayors, 125 syndicate leaders, 18 deputies of proportional representation, and 1,464 city hall members will be elected in our state alone this year. This won't happen until the month of June, thank God. But this is one of those years in which we can expect to go everywhere or anywhere and be surrounded by people hollering for you to vote for this, that, and the other, and people with loudspeakers blocking the intersections of our city and trying to stick things to your car even when you don't want that to happen. So it is going to be that kind of a year. So there you are. This is what's going to happen in 2021. Let us hope that it's going to be a good, fun year for us. And of course, this is also going to be a huge year for Mexico because we celebrate both the 700th foundation, the 700 years since the foundation of Tenochtitlan. And this is, of course, where we know Mexico City was built. And it's also the 500th anniversary of the formal foundation of Mexico City. So it was back in September of last year, we announced that our president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, had announced 12 major events to celebrate the bicentenary of the consummation of our independence. And these will start on February 14, continuing until the 30th of September. We are going to be looking at these events because they have to do with specific historical events in our country, and we're going to follow those through the year. We're going to try to get into the context of why these are important. So we're going to be able to somehow learn a little bit more about our history and our culture through that. Let me take a quick look at your comments to see what you guys have been up to, what you guys did last night. Let us see. There's a lot of hellos. There's a lot of Happy New Year's. Any update on the cause of the booze cruise that sank? The booze cruise that sank is news to me. Craig, please tell us where you heard this, where you read it, and share the URL so that we can look at that headline, unless you were on it or unless you were watching it from your balcony. This is news to me. And if a booze cruise sank, I didn't see it in the news this morning. I hope everybody is safe. Let's see. Oh, Stephanie went to La Cruz. I hope you mean the monument that we've been talking about and not the town that is north of the bay. If you went to La Cruz yesterday, Stephanie, good for you. I hope you had a wonderful climb. I hope you had a safe descent, and I hope you really, really enjoyed the view And if you did it out of our mentioning it here or because you saw the video, then you helped me start the year in the best possible way, having created a nurturing connection between you and the destination. This is what we're going to do all year. This is what you're going to do all year. If you ask me, do I have any plans to travel or do this or the other? Nope. I'm going to try to continue to be useful this year, to be purposeful, to be helpful, and to create connections between you and this wonderful place we call home. Let's see. Kelsey stayed home in my jammies with my two pups. That sounds just like me. Luna and I. We had a wonderful time. Ooh, Michael says that he binge watched Bridgerton last night on Netflix. I hear there's a lot of male butts on this show, if I may say so. Somebody said to me, there's a lot of stooping during the show, and you get to see a lot of sexy male buttocks. So maybe, just maybe, that'll be the reason why I watch. No, it should be an interesting historical drama. So I've heard a couple of people that have binge watched on it. So I may watch an episode or two, or maybe the whole thing, just so that I have something to talk about with my friends. Good wishes to Coffee and Headlines. Good wishes back to you, Kelly. I know that you're coming back to Puerto Vallarta sometime in the near future. And hopefully that'll be a fun trip as well as just as much as the last one was for you. Let's make this a time of love and kindness. I'm already there. Christy. It's the one thing that we can do. Last night there were forbidden parties all over the world, from Punta Mita to Paris. There were forbidden parties, the kind that we love to frown upon. The one in Paris, I think it had like 2,500 people. Even the police couldn't stop them. I saw one advertising Punta Mita. So, people are going to party. People are going to do this. So what are we going to do? Just spread out love and kindness, because there's very little we can do to stop these things from happening. Had Thai food last night from Siam delivered. I went almost there, Janet. I was very, very tempted. Even Michael got in touch with me and said, Happy New Year. Do you want some delivery? And I said to him, no, I think I can wait a day or two. Because I said to him, I don't even want to walk down the steps to the front door. I want to stay in my apartment until Saturday, maybe Sunday. I am happy here with what I have. Let's see, what else do we have here? 2010 was a great year for me, so we wish all the best to everyone for 2021. Good for you. Good for you, Logan. I think it's going to be as good a year as we make it. And I think we have the capacity of making it a really, really wonderful year, at least on a personal level. Carlos says, this is the year I'm going to get married. Well, Carlos, let's make it happen, baby. I think it's time. There's a question here. Is there a different number for noise now? I called Reglamentos and he directed us to the police. The police did not answer. It was a recording. How funny. A super loud party at a house next door until 8 a.m. this morning. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Kathleen, I keep hearing, you guys live in Conchas Chinas, I know, and I keep hearing of parties in Conchas Chinas. I don't know who's organizing them. But I saw a report yesterday of a party that was going on in Conchas Chinas, and Reglamentos went there, and then they left, and the party organizers didn't give a shit. I wish I had something good to tell you. But as far as I know, the number for Reglamentos is and has been the number to call. I'm sorry that they told you, to call the police, and the police did not answer. I'm not surprised. What can I say? Let's see. Sounded like a war zone in Fluvial last night. Well, this whole business of not doing fireworks is something that some people just don't get. My friend David, who I saw the other day, says Happy New Year. Davidcito Chiqui, I love you. Let's see. Kelly wants to meet up with Logan, and I want to butt in on that meeting because Kelly has been helping support the feeding of the horses. I think we're going to kidnap you, Kelly, and we're going to take you where the action is. Let's see what else we have. Out and About PV reported a booze cruise sank yesterday and people had to be rescued. Oh, I hope. Well, I saw. Oh, okay. So I saw my friend Logan. Logan commented. He sent me. Somebody posted something on Facebook along the lines of. Um, Somebody wrote, and I'm quoting. Somebody wrote, "Is that a boatload of bears barfing out there?" And I thought, well, that was very poetic. So it is quite possible that there was a problem with a booze cruise. Um, Again, if I read about this, I hope nobody was hurt, and we'll have to see what happens with that. I have some sad news to share in a moment, but before we go there, let me see. We totally did it based on your tour, Stephanie. Stephanie, you have just made my day. Thank you. This is what this is about. And right next to you, there's a comment from Joe. Any resolutions for this year? I want to get laid, but the nice romantic way. That's one. Number two, I still want to bake some bread. I haven't baked, but I have all the ingredients. Number three, as I said before, I want to continue creating connections here at Coffee and Headlines. This is such a fun project. It's not even funny. I don't have many resolutions. I am quite content trying to be the best human being I can possibly be on a daily basis. I hope I can travel this year. I miss Guadalajara, but I miss Guadalajara the way it used to be. I miss going to concerts. I miss hearing applause in a theater. I miss getting turned on and moved by live music. I miss theater. I miss a lot of things. But if I start thinking about the things that I miss, I get all blue. So I choose not to think too much about that, and I just hope that 2021 will be a better year than 2020. Yummy men. Okay, I'm binging. I am binging. Let's see what else. Bob ordered pizza for delivery. Good for you. Oh, you paid for it, but you never got it. Oh, that is unfortunate, Bob. Oh, that is unfortunate. I hope it was not a well-known pizza place. If it was, please let us know so that we can be careful and not order from them. Um, let's see. Oh, good. This is good to know. Daniel went to Encanto Vallarta and loved Mark Hartman's show. We love Mark Hartman. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoyed his piano playing. He is such a talented human being. Love it. Let's see what else. The Delish boat cruise sank and all were picked up and okay, but lots of negative comments about lack of life jackets. Well, I'm gonna look for that report because it sounds interesting, and I'll be happy to look into that tomorrow. Delish, says Clay. Yeah, I don't know that I would call my boat Delish, but we're gonna see what that is about. Anyhow, without going formally in and out of news and stuff like that, there were some interesting news from yesterday. We reported on this influential doctor, the head of a clinic in the city of Toluca, that decided, well, I'm powerful. I don't even have first contact with COVID patients, but I'm going to get myself vaccinated and my family too. And we learned that he was giving the boot. He is no longer the director of that clinic, and serves him right. Nobody should abuse the privilege of being able to save lives through a vaccine. That sounds just absolutely ridiculous. Sad news in Puerto Vallarta. I have two headlines. This really did happen. I mean, I'm not saying that the boat didn't happen, but a tourist killed himself, or fell, or died when he fell from the fifth floor on his balcony at the Sheraton Hotel. How sad. This is such a horrible way to go. Apparently, the ambulance arrived, and then this happened last night in the middle of the night. Ambulance arrived, and his name was Kevin Page. He's somebody's son. He's somebody's brother. He's somebody's friend. And he either threw himself out the balcony or fell down from the balcony. We will get to find this out when they do the autopsy report, if they do such a thing. The ambulances arrived, the police arrived, and the security guard said, well, you're policemen, you're not needed here. They did not let the police in. Makes no sense to me, but that's the way the Sheraton handled it. I also read that two men were found dead through from a drug overdose in an apartment building in Olas Altas last night. They were 32 and 35 years of age. They were also somebody's friend, somebody's partner, somebody's son, somebody's daughter. Jordan Hales, 32 years of age. Dustin Terry, 35 years of age. They were both from Utah, vacationing here in Puerto Vallarta. This is such a sad thing to know because this did not have to happen. Conversely, we find out that you want to know how many babies are expected to be born today around the world? We find out that according to UNICEF, 370,000 children around the world will be born on New Year's Day, that is today. Half of them will come to the world from only 10 countries, among them India, China, and Nigeria. That's a lot of babies. That's a lot of babies. So it's a good thing that we are celebrating the end of child labor this year. Let me take a quick look at your comments just to see where we're at. And let us see. Bridgerton, RuPaul, and Cobra Kai season 3 on the list of binging this week. Okay, so I know about Bridgerton. This is a period piece on Netflix. RuPaul's Drag Race, of course, he starts his latest season today. I understand that the first episode is aired today. And Cobra Kai S3, I understand, is, I don't know what that is, actually. My friend Miguel Almaguer, the orchestra conductor, follows that series furiously, and he mentioned it to me yesterday. Oh, good Lord, Linda baked some bread and it didn't rise. Sounds like the adventures that I'm going to have today. I'll have to tell you how it went. Let's see. Domino's through Uber app. Normally, no problem. That was the pizza that was not delivered. How very sad. Yeah, nobody should go without their pizza. I would definitely give him a jingle. Let's see. Kenneth ordered takeout from Bravo's last night, and it was so good and delivered on time. Good for Bravo's, good for Michael Buford, our good friend. We have best of wishes for you, Michael, for this year. We love your restaurants. Cobra Kai is a spin-off of The Karate Kid. Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm going to take a look at that so that we can then talk about it. Let's see. I have one more headline to share with you and a little bit of what we're going to do in the next couple of days. The first headline is, of course, I mentioned to you that the New Year's concert from the Vienna Philharmonic was going to be going on, and lo and behold, it has taken place. It is available on YouTube. So I'm going to leave you a little bit of a write-up so that you can see what the concert is or was about. And of course, you can watch it on YouTube. It is definitely there, and it is a beautiful concert. Although I must say, I watched bits and pieces of it just a few minutes ago, and I must say it was a little bit of a it was sad. I mean, no audience in the hall. Yesterday, at about 8 o'clock in the evening, I tuned into New York, where they dropped the ball at Times Square, and it was so eerie and sad to see Times Square without any people. And then I found the celebration from London, and the celebration from London was just truly spectacular. I shared both of those videos with you on the Facebook page so that you could take a look at them. So there you have it. And this is pretty much what I have to report for today. Tomorrow, I want to put something together about the Rosca de Reyes. And Rosca de Reyes is this very delicious bread that we eat on Three Wise Men's Day. We eat it on January the 6th. It is traditional to Mexico, although it has a very, very long history. It comes from France. I'm going to tell you why. why we do it, and why you need to be careful when you eat it, because bakers have this habit of throwing in little plastic Jesus figurines in the cake, and you may end up chewing through one of those. And that's not an accident. It is not something to complain about. In fact, whoever gets the baby Jesus out of the bread is supposed to host a party with tamales on February 2nd, on the day of the Dia de la Candelaria, which is the day of the candle saint. So I'm going to explain all this craziness to you tomorrow, because if you start going to supermarkets all through this week, you will see large and small breads that are called rosca de reyes, and I want to make sure that we all understand what this is about. Watch out for your dentures, though, if you start chewing with enthusiasm, because the bread is really sweet and yummy, and then all of a sudden you go crunch, and you just chewed on Jesus Christ. We don't want something to happen to your dentures, so I will be explaining all of this to you tomorrow. A quick look at your comments before we head on to our day, before I take off this polo shirt and go back to my jammies, and I hope you're doing the same thing. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Michael and Jeannie. You know, a lot of people die, but when you find out that somebody died doing, well, we don't know what they were doing, but if the two guys died from a drug overdose, they probably could have not died. And the tourist that was in the Sheraton, we don't know exactly what happened there. Hopefully it was just a drunken misstep, but it could have been all kinds of things. But the bottom line is to hear that people were here on vacation and something horrible happened to them, and their loved ones are not going to see them again, is just a sad reminder of why we need to be careful with our decisions, and we need to be kind to ourselves first and foremost, and then to those around us. Let's see. I have a New Year's resolution for you, Clay. Empathy. Let's see what else I can find here. Was in Vienna 2011. Was lucky to see the concert live. How wonderful. How this is one of the emblematic, iconic symphony orchestra concerts in the world. So hopefully that'll be the case, that I get to see more concerts live, and we all get to see more concerts live coming up. Death is sad. Absolutely. Death is a sad thing. Okay, so I think we're here. And today is Friday. Oh, by the way, yeah, it is a weekend. Today is Friday. And we're going to be looking at what we can share with you tomorrow. Hopefully, the news creation mongers will have recovered from their celebrations. We'll have some interesting, juicy, fun news to share with you tomorrow. If not, you know me, I'm going to continue to share the best things we can find to help you connect with our destination. Clay says, ouch, it was a joke. I say, well, Clay, it wasn't funny. Between today and the next time that I see you, I hope you have a really wonderful day, and I hope you'll stay kind. I hope you'll stay safe. I hope you will stay with empathy, and I hope we'll get together again soon. Have a great Saturday, and put on your jammies and binge and do as little as possible. You deserve it.